All right, so I want to talk to you guys about booking. Booking is very important for your business. It's where you're going to get your customers, and it's where you're going to find your team members, and where you're going to find all that success that came in your Mary Kay Starter Kit. So first thing I want to show you, National Sales Director Leah Laughlin came up with these brilliant booking scripts that are right here next to this video. You may have gotten them in your new consultant packet, but if you didn't, you can just print these off. You definitely want to have them printed. And inside you'll notice that there's scripts for different scenarios. There are scripts for reaching out to friends and family when you're first starting your business, and there's scripts for reaching out to referrals as you get referrals from your friends and family, and then how to keep that ball rolling, but also how you can contact people from lead generating, whether you're doing a booth or you're doing facial jars or you're doing honoring working women. There's so many different ways to get leads, but bookings are so important. So if you're a new consultant, you're going to write down the names and numbers, if you have their numbers, if not their names, of every single woman you have ever known that has skin and is 18 years or older. I know that sounds really dramatic, but really you want to work from as many names as possible. So almost think of it as like, okay, who is somebody who deserves to be blessed? That's how I thought of it, and it really helped me to think, okay, I haven't reached out to this old coworker in a long time, but she was really sweet and she does deserve to feel blessed. So instead of thinking about who would say yes if I asked them and who would say no, I just acted like that wasn't even important, and I was just reaching out to people that I deserve to feel blessed. And I think that's just about everybody. So really, I mean, any woman you've known, you're gonna really think outside of the box here, okay? And once you have this long list, which hopefully is 100+ names, you're gonna start putting them into groups. So say you have 90 names. You'll put them into 3 groups of 30 women, and from those 3 groups, you're gonna start reaching out to them. Now, the way these bookings work is you first call and leave a voicemail, or you call and you get to talk to them live and you say essentially the same thing. But if you leave a voicemail, then a couple hours later, you shoot them a text, and those are all in here. So the first group of 30 names you'll reach out to in one day by calling, either leaving a voicemail or calling and talking to live. And the scripts are so simple, you can literally read them. And there's even scenarios of what to say when they say certain things. So on the first day with group 1, on day 1, you contact them. And then the next day you go to your second group of 30 names, to group 2, and you contact all of them with a voicemail or a text following. And then the third day you reach out to group 3 and you contact those names with the same call, voicemail, then text. Now on day 4, you go back to your group of 30 names, your first group, and you contact them again, unless they've already said yes or they said no thank you. If you haven't heard from them, you're going to reply to group 1 on day 4 again with a second text, and they're so professional. So professional. I don't want you to think about being pushy, because you're not being pushy, you're being professionally persistent. A lot of people these days get text messages, read them, and completely forget about them because they're busy, or their kids are playing on their phone, or somehow, some way, they just haven't checked their phone in a few hours. So don't be offended if people don't get back to you right away. Oprah Winfrey said, no is a vitamin. The more you take, the stronger you get. So be okay with hearing no. They're not saying no to you. They're just saying no to the facial, and that's okay. Kind of think of it this way. Say I have a pack of gum, and I go around the room and I say, hey, would you like a piece of gum? And she says yes. Great. Would you like a piece of gum? Oh, no, thank you. I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, this woman, who does she think she is that she doesn't want a piece of my gum? No, maybe gum's just not her thing, or maybe she just doesn't like my flavor, and that's okay. I'm not gonna focus on the no's. I'm gonna focus on the people that say, yeah, sure, and I'm gonna book with them or give them a piece of gum, okay? So there's this process where you contact each of those 3 groups 3 times over 3 days. So day 1, you contact them the first time, and then day 4, you contact that group for the second time. And then the next day, let me think, 4, 5, 6, on day 7, you contact them again. And it's perfect because you follow up with the very last script and then you can let them go. You need to follow up multiple times. The stats show that you get most results, huge amounts of results on the end. And you know what people say when I contact them the third time? It's so sweet. They say, thank you so much for asking me again. Life has been so busy. I meant to reach out to you. Yes, I'm totally interested. So just be excited for all those results when you follow through. So you have 3 groups, and you contact them all in a way that they each are reached out to 3 times. Unless they say no or they say yes and you've booked them, then you can move them from the list to your plan book where you're booking them, or for no, you can just scratch them out, and that's okay. Remember, no is a vitamin. The more you take, the stronger you get. Now, after you've done that, you've maybe thought of more names, or you've started booking and holding appointments with the people who said yes, and at every single appointment, you get referrals. Referrals are so exciting, and if you follow the flip chart script on my website, you will find that there's a very professional way to ask for referrals so that you can get full names and numbers, okay? So when you get the names and numbers, there's a different script in your booking packet that goes over reaching out to referrals, and it's the same thing. So imagine for me, I've been working my business for over 5 years. It's not just been with people I know. Most of the time, it's people I don't know. It's referrals that all started from my friends and family 5 years ago. So with referrals, what I do, and I'll show you here in my booking notebook, I have a sheet for referrals here. And you'll notice at the top, I have names and numbers and the person who referred them to me. But then I have 3 dates. I had the 4th, the 7th, and the 10th, every 3 days. And this is how I contact them, and I make sure that I've reached out to everybody 3 times. Since they're referrals, I use the letter R. And after I contacted them the first time on the first date, I put R1 next to all of their names once I called and texted them. Then 3 days later, on the 7th, I put R2 after all of their names when I reached out to them the second time. And then for the 3rd day on the 10th, I put R3 for the people I reached out to the 3rd time. So you can be very organized. You do not want to just do this in your phone and not actually have it written down. You just need any sort of 3-ring folder, 3-ring notebook to keep track of that. So you start with your friends and family, and then once you've gone through and you've contacted them all a minimum of 3 times, you're gonna have a full date book, and it's gonna be so much fun. The scripts also coach you on, once you book somebody, how to set a day and time, and then after you've set a day and a time, how to pick the location, either your place or theirs, and then you tell them they can invite friends, and you incentivize them. So it's really super fun when you use these scripts to see women that were just gonna come for a one-on-one appointment, bring 3 friends, and that's technically a party, which is gonna give you way better results. So I would really get comfortable getting on the phone. I know I was a little nervous when I first started, but if you just put yourself out there and do something you're scared of doing, it's really not scary. Your phone's not gonna blow up. I've never had somebody, say harsh things to me. Honestly, people just say, no thank you. That's the worst thing I've heard. And the best thing is you hear a really excited voice on the other side of the phone, and they're totally down to hang. So get these printed off if you don't already. Get a spiral notebook, start making your list, and then pick up the phone and go for it. I know you're gonna be great. Be consistent, make sure you contact them 3 times, and you're gonna do great.